Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing okay. I have a message for you. This is the first message in the series of freeing Calypso from her human bonds. And this is part one of part two in forgiveness and atonement. And I have to say, I was just looking at a beautiful sunset and it's going down over the mountain ahead of me. And my goodness, it's just gorgeous. I thank you for allowing me to see that, divine ones. All right. I was having a conversation with my daughter the other day. We were discussing some events that have transpired in our lives in the past 3 years. This has been a most traumatic experience, and we have all reached our peaks. For me, I have seen this behavior over and over again. It has placed a callus on my heart, like a big toe gets from wearing shoes too small or rubbing against the sides when after you've been working on your feet all day. It has brought out the dark side, so to speak, the area where rage, anger, vindictiveness, pain, fear, insecurities, and the likes of such reside. This area is that part of me, and I call her Taz. The Tasmanian devil from Looney Tunes. Well, honestly, she can be quite wicked when she wants to be. What is that saying? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Well, my daughter expressed her feelings about the matter, and at that moment I saw me in her, and I became quite concerned and saddened. You see, she and my oldest daughter are angry, confused, highly concerned for their mother, and just downright traumatized tremendously. She conveyed to me how she wants out of this situation because every day she must fight hard to keep this side of her from coming out. Those feelings and emotions she relayed to me made me stop to ponder, and I had to take a good look at her. And that's when I felt the urge to change the mode of conversation and go for the method of teaching. You see, on this new journey we have embarked upon, we are learning a great many things about ourselves, life, the universe, and so much more. We are trying daily to incorporate what we have learned into our lives. We strive to do greater, to be greater, to do greater things, and to be the beings of light that we are, which are some of the angels on earth. I began to speak to my daughter about love, forgiveness, and moving forward. I told her that we must find courage in the face of all adversity, to be strong when we feel weak, to stand firm to our convictions, and to let the Great Spirit and our divine mothers and fathers guide us. I reminded her that she cannot allow rage and anger to consume her. Doing so just causes harm to herself. And those are malevolent spirits that have no place in our hearts, our minds, or even being entertained by our souls. Rage will swelter when you bottle it up. It will eat away at your insides until there is absolutely nothing left but a deep void or shell. If left unchecked, you will eventually explode like a ticking time. I conveyed to her that as for anger, it festers like a sore, growing and decaying, building up pus, causing discomfort and dis-ease. When you continue to harbor anger and or hate in your heart towards someone, you essentially miss out on your blessings. We have been given choices in life. We can choose to stay angry, resentful, enraged at someone, but on the other hand, choose to show love despite the situation you are in or the hands you were dealt. I had to take a pause for reflection as I spoke those words to her, thinking back on my own actions and reactions to this very situationship. I did not always act in the best interest of myself, and my daughters were witnesses to this many times. I had to take accountability for my role and the parts I played in not being a good example for them. During those times, I was not acting in the best interest of my higher being, nor was I acting as a divine feminine. And even worse, I was not embodying my chosen one status. I began to righteously judge myself and then considered who I once was, who I am now, and who I strive to be. I don't like to be in my divine masculine energy all the time. I recognize that I have been living in that space for decades, having to raise two daughters without being with either of their fathers, struggling to provide and to survive in this world. I have not allowed myself to embrace my feminine side. I have made excuses for why I have not acted as I should, and I now face the truth hereon. But currently I am in the now frequency and heading towards my future. I am finally embracing the more feminine aspect of myself, especially since I am the divine feminine. I have begun to accept all that is me, that is within me, as me. Because I am that I am. This thought process has given me clarity and resolve. I was able to convey to my daughter that we, in this human experience, are going to make mistakes. That we are allowed to make mistakes, correct them, and make yet another mistake. That goes for even those individuals who seem to thrive on making others miserable, or they consistently bring harm and trouble to your life. The key is to recognize your mistakes. Take accountability for your actions and work to clean up the mess you caused. For those who have been wronged, you must forgive. We need to see things from a different perspective and act accordingly. Yes, for some, forgiveness is almost too hard to offer. However, we must do so anyway. Back to what I expressed earlier. It is not so much for your offender, but for yourself. This is for healing the trauma within you. You must release it and let it go. You can also remember that you don't have to allow those individuals back into your energy fields. That's a divine choice you are allowed to make. You can easily love them from afar, which is helpful when protecting your space. Now, I must say, just to add to that, I have no ill will towards anyone or anything that I have dealt with in the last 3 years. I have asked you for forgiveness, and I have forgiven you. You know who I'm talking to. The last 3 years has been something different, and it's been eye-opening, and it's been a lesson learned. And I needed that lesson. You needed that lesson too, sir. So let's call it what it is and be able to move forward. We can find love for each other in the way that we need to, which is a friendship. And I thank you for your friendship. To the one from 6 years ago, you know who you are. I'm not going to say anything else. You are forgiven, have been forgiven, was forgiven 6 years ago. If that's what you need to hear, you're forgiven. Never held any ill will towards you. And to all of those out there, family, friends, exes, hopefully y'all won't be trying to get in touch with me. I'm good. You know who y'all are too. I forgive you, and I hope that anything that I have done to you you can forgive me for I do apologize sincerely. And if I come to you when I come home soon, which is like November, if I call you, if I get in touch with you, say, hey, I want to talk to you, I hope that you come with an open mind and forgiveness in your heart. Because trust me, if there's anything that you need forgiving for, I forgive you. It's already done. I love you all. Stay tuned for part 2, Atonement. The ancestors and divine spirit has that in me. And yes, it's going to be coming within the next day or two. I got scriptures to go with that. So before y'all think that my platform is going to be all about me just saying things without ever using scriptures, because I know who's on this platform. I know who I'm trying to reach out to. And I have to reach out to them because that is my divine purpose. That is part of my divine purpose. You know who you are, people. In the church, I love you. I love you. But there's some things, some truths that you need to hear. And you need to hear. So he that hath ear, let him hear. He that hath eyes to see, let them see. I love you all, and I'll see you soon.